you're better off going and failing on your own than going and not doing it because you listen to everybody else. It's powerful to fail on your own than it is to not do it. Go and just take that chance. Don't question it. Don't second guess it. Just do it. It is okay to fail. Failing is low-key the best success. You'll learn so much from failure. So please try. Please try.
Welcome everybody to episode 28 of the Paul and Pals podcast. I'm your host, Ponyboy Paul. And Paul and Pals is a podcast where I interview my creative pals who are creating the life that they want to live. My goal is to learn the how and why behind their creativity in order to inspire others, but mostly myself, to start and continue creating their own content. And on this episode, I have a creative conversation with my pal, JoJoe Earley. He's the president and founder of Earleybird TV, which is a production company dedicated to not only representing, but representing the Black and brown stories in the world of cinema. And in this episode, we talk about how he became a Vine sensation, the behind the scenes of his creative process, and why he looks at life from a what-if POV. And then we also discuss the struggles of living life with sickle cell anemia and the adjustments and changes he's had to make to ensure that he's maximizing his life while also living as healthy as possible. Also, after you finish listening to this full interview and you're curious to know what I took away from it, you can actually subscribe to the Paul and Pals newsletter, and you can find that link in the show notes. But without any further ado, let's get creative. Yeah, what up, my guy? How you living?
Oh, man, I'm tired. That's how I'm living. I'm living
man.
like the days don't have enough hours, bro.
I feel that. And I know you're busy, bro, because I think you're the first person that I've interviewed that has an agent. I remember when I first was talking to you, you was like, yeah, hold up, my agent on the other line. I'm like, wait.
Bro, it's too much
crazy?
going on. I had to go. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make time for other stuff and them doing this and this for me. So it's like,
yeah,
I just want to sleep. That's it.
Nah, I feel that. And it's a little bit early. I mean, it's not that early for you. I know you in LA,
early,
so it's like, yeah. How like early do you usually wake up?
At 11, honestly.
You wake up at 11?
If I can,
You just woke up, bro.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Put a hoodie on and was like, all right, come on.
For sure. But nah, man, I'm glad you came on, bro. I really appreciate you getting back to me pretty quick because I always start with the how we met. And, you know, obviously I interviewed JB in one of my earlier episodes. I definitely recommend anybody listening to go check out that episode. But, you know, I remember I hit him up because I already had in mind that I wanted to interview you, right? Just because I knew your stuff. I was familiar with your work. Mm-hmm. So it was crazy that, you know, JB was that connect, like randomly, right? So I just hit him up. He connected us, and it was like that. But
exactly.
I appreciate you coming on, bro. And funny enough, were you just in Houston?
I was.
Damn, bro, you should have hit me up. We should have linked up.
No, I wanted to go home. I'm telling you, like that whole trip was a mess. I was like, nah, I'm ready to go. Like I got sick. Man, I got sick on the second day being out there.
Damn.
It was horrible. So, and I still had to shoot for some people.
Gotcha. Like just sick, like on some just too much drinking, too much hunting up, or like what?
Just I don't know. It was like basically just head was throbbing, body was like tired. I'm like, man, I need rest. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw one of your recent TikToks, bro. That shit look lit.
Yeah. Now Houston is a party city. I'm telling you, like people who go out to Houston, you will have a good time. I feel like some people just they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know. Like Houston really do get down.
Nah, it does, man. You got to connect me some more people out here because I'm trying to get more in like. I want to learn the city more. You know what I'm saying? I just got a house out here, so like I'm really like getting comfortable, settling down. But I feel like with Houston being so big, you got to know somebody that knows Houston to really get to know Houston.
To really get around, yeah. I mean, Houston's real easy to learn, honestly.
You feel like, you're from here, that you were born here?
I wasn't born there. I spent my 7th through 12th, like 7th through graduation out there.
Gotcha.
So like I spent the whole high school, the whole middle school out there.
Gotcha. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Los Angeles. I was born out here, but when we were little, when I was little, she moved when I was 2. She moved to Oklahoma. I don't know why.
Yeah.
She moved. She moved to Oklahoma, and then we went from Oklahoma to Atlanta. So I did elementary school in Atlanta, and then as soon as it was like middle school, we went to Houston, and I spent
Got
the rest of
you.
my time up there.
Got you. Which part of
So,
Houston?
basically spring area.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
kind
just
of like
moved
off
from
of literally 5 minutes from Ella. So like
yeah.
off of
That's a little bit far.
1960.
Yeah, it's far north. I feel like Houston's
Yeah,
big, but you can just say technically Spring is another city, but like you can just
it
say I'm from
is.
Houston. So
Yeah,
got you.
yeah, yeah. Because people they'll know like, oh, where you from? Humble? Oh, that's a
Yeah.
whole nother whole nother part of Houston.
For sure. For
But
sure. And
Houston is a huge city.
when
But
you was out here, was I guess what was most memorable about it for you? Was it kind of like, would you call it like a transition period, or was it kind of just a small time in your life?
Houston, I would say Houston is what kind of gave me my character. I will say that because I spent most of my middle school and high school there, and that's the time where like you just eating everything up at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So like you start understanding like what's cool, what's
Yeah.
not from people. You know what I'm saying? So like I will say Houston is what made me me
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I can't say like Atlanta, I can't say LA,
Yeah.
but I will say like Houston is what kind of made me the person I wanted to be basically. Like I understand like different types of cultures, just the Houston culture, you know what I'm saying? So it's like started
Yeah.
understanding like everything what I don't like, what I do like. So
I got
Houston
you.
Houston did play a huge part for sure, for sure. Like
Uh,
Houston, only thing I will say, I wish Houston did have a film
mm,
industry out there, like or something where people could like just learn it.
yeah.
Like it's not really big on that. I think Houston is a place where like people do sit, retire, and like raise their family for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Especially
So
Katie.
yeah, oh yeah, especially Katie, bro. So like,
Yeah.
especially Katie, I was just there. I was just in Katie too. But
No,
like,
it's
yeah,
I was gonna say it's funny you mentioned that because because I've always had an interest in acting, but I've never acted on it. No pun intended.
hmm
And I remember I was in these Facebook groups. I was like looking for like Houston actors and all that stuff, and they had like a
it's
little bit, but it wasn't active. You know what I'm saying?
it's
So
not. It's very small. And then like I looked up like the film commission out there, and like the number one show, which is still weird because I don't think they shoot it anymore. Which is like Houston's number one TV show is Reba.
Reba, is
Exactly.
that?
So
Yo,
so
that's
like I'm
definitely
like
not on no more. Yeah,
I'm like this, and that's still y'all's number one. You know what I'm saying? Like show out there is Reba.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that,
So like Houston really doesn't film a lot out there.
yeah. And so, did you always know you were kind of into the film stuff that young? Like, because you said about what 7 to 7, like basically to college, right?
Yeah. So like I will say I didn't stumble onto film until I moved to LA. And I stumbled onto film by accident. I think my mom knew. My mom always used to say I'm a drama king. She always used to say you need to be in front of a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So when I moved to LA, I left Houston. I was working in the prison. I left Houston to work in the prison in Cali. And then I don't know how it happened, but like
Wait,
within
that was
like
your goal to work in a prison? Like, how did
yeah,
that? Wait,
it was
what?
well, okay, so I will say I think growing up with my mom watching TV, and this is reason why I love my mom's voice because she always used to say like I was supposed to be in front of TV, I'm made to be in front of the camera, this and that. And growing up, all she would watch was police shows. That's it.
Mm,
So like at a young age, I'm talking about like 5. I'm watching like Numbers, CSI with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like all
yeah.
those. So I'm thinking like, oh shit, I want to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? So like as I got older, I was like, all right, I'll do it. I was like maybe 19. I worked in the prison for like 2 years, and then I was like, yo, this is not it. This ain't what the
Yeah.
TVs used to look like.
Yeah.
so, so now I moved. I moved to Cali. I was gonna do the same thing out there,
Mhm.
and my brother, like 3 months later, my brother came out and he was working for within literally 3 days that he moved out to LA. He started working with his manager at Incubus. I don't even know. It's like
What is
I think it's
what is
like
that?
some rock band.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
wait, he was just a rock band? Okay.
he was working for the manager of Incubus, which
Oh,
is a rock
okay.
band. So he was working for them in Beverly Hills. And like little by little, like I would go with him to like him to work with those people. But like they
Hmm.
were like rich white people, so like they didn't care who was there. You know what I'm saying? They was just
Yeah.
doing the work, whatever. So I'm just sitting there
Yeah.
just watching, you know what I'm saying, like soaking up the game, and then they're filming YouTube videos about like how to manage artists and all this other stuff. That's what my brother wanted to do. And I started like seeing like the camera stuff. So I kind of want to learn how to like shoot videos or whatever. So then
Yeah.
little by little, he went from Incubus, then he went from who was it? Oh, Too Short. He started like A and
What?
yeah, he started working for A&R for Too Short. And so then my brother was like, "Yo, like they need somebody to edit music videos at Too Short Studio, this and that." I didn't know how to edit. I kind of did, but I didn't. So I was like, "Oh, tell him I can edit." So like I went down there. They interviewed me. I lied on the whole interview. I was like, "Yeah, I know how to do this." Like that's this and
Yeah.
that. So
That's
they were
exactly
like,
what JB said on his interview, bro. Y'all funny.
"Bro, lie." I lied my ass off. They hired me. They was like, "All right, we're gonna hire you as an intern." And then like I was there every day editing music videos. But I knew how to assemble them. Like I knew how to do like the basic.
Yeah.
YouTube saved my ass half of the time. So like throughout that whole process, the guy who was like, he would come and look at the videos. His name is Adam. He taught me how to edit. He was like, little by little, he started like peeping game. He was like, you don't know how to edit, huh? I was like, nah, I'm gonna be real with you. And then he started laughing.
Damn.
And nigga started laughing. I was like, I felt like if I could just get in, I could just finesse my way
Yeah.
up. That nigga started laughing. He was like, he was like, I fuck with that. So he started teaching me how to edit. He
That's
started teaching me how to
crazy.
edit. So like he been like my mentor for the video. So like we would go and shoot like Too Short's music videos, edit them. We'll do all this stuff. I was learning how to edit music videos. And at that same time, this was like 2014. At that same time, this is when like Vine was like popping up and everything.
Mm.
And everybody knew I was like naturally funny or whatever. So like this guy named Landon, they were all it was this guy named Landon and Oscar.
Landon
And
Moss?
yeah, Lennon Moss, that's my
Oh,
boy.
okay.
I'm gonna get to that part, but like Oscar, his girlfriend was one of the twerkers at the time at the Too Short video. Weird, whatever. But he was like, "Yeah, bro, you should like do vines. Like, you ever thought about doing vines, this and that?" And I was like, "Nah, not really." He was like, "Bro, you funny. You should do vines." And so then Landon was like, "Oh yeah, let's do some vines, whatever." So I did one vine with them. One vine. It did like I made my little account. No, I told them I was like, I can shoot them for you and edit them. Like I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind really doing them, but like I'll shoot them and edit them for you guys. Come up with ideas and you guys do them. And Lando was like, "Bro, you just do them. Like you do them." So I was like, "All right." So I did one. It did like 14K views, like 14,000 followers in one day, and like it did huge, right? Then I was like, "All right, I'm done. I didn't want to shoot no more vines." Yeah, most people would keep going. I almost got like
Yeah.
20K followers that day.
What was the
So
reasoning for that? Like, why was you why didn't you want to keep going?
I kind of felt like I was going in like the industry route, basically, like because I was actually editing music videos for Revolt and like going on set with that type of stuff. So
Damn.
seeing Vine, it was kind of like playing a game, basically. Like you're just doing it for fun, but I didn't
Hmm.
know it could be a career path like deeply. So
Yeah.
I start from I'm like, it's not really giving me what I needed to give, whatever. So then a month later, Landon calls me. This is why I love Landon to death. He calls me. He was like, bro, like, he's like, where you at? I was like, I'm just at my auntie house. He was like, man, come down here. He was like, move down here. Let's just shoot mines every day. I was like, that nigga told me, let's shoot mines every day. I was like, all right. I moved down there. Keep in mind, this is the beginning of JoJo. Like, I don't know nobody. I don't have no friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm new to LA.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody. I have family, but like, because my family grew up in LA, but
Yeah.
like, they're like far. They're like Moreno Valley, Corona, the IE area, not Los Angeles. So I was like, all right, cool. So I packed up from my auntie's house, went to go live with them. It's 8 niggas in a 4-bedroom apartment.
Bro.
Right? So I was like, fuck it. So we were shooting vines every day, like every day. We was just knocking them out, shooting them every day.
And it's just like y'all just randomly came out with ideas, or was it like y'all had like a schedule? Like,
like
how was the creation?
nah, he was just like basically I always thought this is my creative process on like vines. This is just vines. My creative process on vines are like what ifs. Like what if this happened? What if that happened? Like how would you get out this situation? That's how I used to just think of like vine ideas. Like what if you can't, paint red, or what if you can't make up your bed? You know what I'm saying? Like just like things
Yeah.
like that. What if you can't get away from your clingy ex-girlfriend? Just like I used to think of like those type of things.
Yeah.
So it would just come. So it'll come quick and easy. So we used to shoot every day, and then like I want to say like a month later, I get an email. They was like, "Yeah, we want you to shoot a vine of our app for $600." So I told Landon, I'm like, "Yo, like these people want me to shoot a 6-second vine off the app," and he was like, "Yeah," and then I was like, "All right, I did it." They pay me like right then and there, straight PayPal it.
Wow.
And then I'm not knowing it's about money, bro. I'm thinking this shit just fun and games. So little by little, like I started getting more followers, and then like more. I started meeting other people in the Vine industry and all this stuff, and I was like, yo, like this is actually a business. Like this shit's really a business. You gotta think of like the most creative things, and keep in mind, there's people who I thought is the most funniest niggas on Vine. And they
Yeah.
talking about I'm funny. I'm like, no, y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying? More creative than me.
Yeah.
So like that whole Vine period, and then that's when I met Woody. I met Woody and Splack after I met Landon, probably like a month or two. I met Landon. I met Woody, Splack, and Melvin. And I remember I was editing a video for Too Short, still doing vines. And Melvin came in. He was like, "What you editing?" And I was like, "I gotta edit these videos for Too Short." And like Melvin kind of took me under his wing. That's when I was like started vines and started doing vines for him, started shooting his stuff. And to me, I thought Melvin was the most creative, cool dude on Vine to this day. I still think Melvin's videos are like fire. And like now, like this is when everybody was like 2014. Everybody's doing vines, bro. Like nobody's on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's like
Yeah.
thinking about like everybody thinking about how they gonna pay rent. You know what I'm saying? So like this is way back then before people was actually making checks and like really utilizing social media to another level.
Yeah.
Before
How old are you at
everybody.
this time, by the way?
I think I was 23. I was 23. I'm 27 now, so like 4 years. I think I was either 23 or 22.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just funny you mentioned that, because I feel like it's almost like it's repeating itself with the whole TikTok. You know what I'm saying? We can get into that, but I feel like as you're telling this, that's what I'm thinking about right now.
Bro, it's everything recycles itself. So like everything, fashion, you know what I'm saying, music, everything is gonna recycle. So like that's why like I never shoot down anything that's new. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how old people are like, oh, this ain't music, this and that. Like, this is not music for y'all, for this generation. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing. Think about it, it's the same thing.
I agree.
So, yeah, after that, like, years and years going by, I started hanging out with these people to shoot videos, and like Vine started dying. Vine
Mhm.
started passing away, so people like they had to transform to YouTube or Facebook. And
Do you
I
have a little
think,
insight on that whole Vine ending? Because I'm not as familiar with it, but I think, or the last thing I heard was like something about like creator equity or like disagreements.
yeah,
Like, do you have a little insight on what
yeah,
happened?
I don't want to say nothing, but yeah, it's
Oh, that's the NDA.
yeah. No, I didn't get the NDA, but
I see.
like basically, I'm gonna say it with no names. There's basically an influencer, a Vine person who basically they couldn't tell the deal. Like everybody was gonna get a cut or equity, like some of the top Viners,
Mm.
and one of the Viners basically took it to TMZ, and like they canceled the whole thing. So like,
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
but which was people were mad because this Viner was already rich. So it was
Mm.
like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
heated. My niggas, like my people, they were
yeah.
like, bro, if the deal came through, they was like, bro, because it was 7 of us. I think 4 of them got in that deal, and 2 of
Mm.
us, we were younger. Like, we weren't tens of 20 millions followers. We were like kind of like millions. So like we didn't get in that meeting. But they was like, bro, if all of us got that if all of us they was like, yeah, bro, like if all 4 of us got that deal, we was gonna give y'all like a mil each from all our pots. So I
Jeez.
was like, yeah, like the homies was about to look out because they all, grew up poor and
Yeah,
everything. And we've been
yeah,
rocking with
yeah.
them. So like, but it just went south, I guess. So
That's crazy. Dropped the
it's
bag
crazy.
off of TMZ.
Yeah.
But no, and that's it brings me a good point because I think because that would have been around
2016, maybe.
2016.
Yeah.
And I feel like, right now people are becoming more and more aware of a creator economy of like giving creators equity and, trying to help them, build the brand, right? So I think
Hmm.
it's interesting that, because I didn't know that Vine was actually trying to put their top, you said it was only about 4 people or 7 people
No,
total
it
that would have
was
been.
it was about 12 people in that meeting, but 4. All right, so like there
Oh,
was a group that I always shot with. It was 7 of us. Like we always used to shoot together. But like
yeah,
4 of those out of the 7 that mean like basically if Earleybird was a gang, right? And like
yeah, yeah.
only 4 of us got invited to the meeting.
I see. Yeah, yeah,
And
I see
then
what you're saying.
I'm gonna come back and be like, all right, y'all, since y'all didn't get invited,
Yeah,
but like break y'all up. You know what I'm saying? It was basically that.
yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah. So it was
got
that type
you.
of party. So I was like, dang, like,
Damn, no,
but I
that's
think
crazy. And you said what?
no, I was gonna say like I think it worked out for the best because I feel like I'm glad it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
I'm 100% like God be knowing. Nah, this ain't it.
Yeah,
He be
no, I
knowing.
mean that's true. Yeah, you got to make a way out of a way. And I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you about that because kind of relating to the TikTok Vine, I think about how people are getting on it. They know they're funny, they know they're creative, but the TikTok and the Vine necessarily might not be where you get that back from. Like I feel like a lot
Hmm.
of the people that they're doing these videos, they really want to be making movies. They really want to be in TV shows. They really want to be, marketing and all that stuff. So for you, like when you were in your peak Vine, were you already having this idea of the draft of what Earleybird would be?
No, not at
Not
all.
at all.
So when Vine started dying and everybody was on Facebook and YouTube, um, my friend Woody, he was like, you should start like you should like tell stories. Like you really good at telling stories. You should really like shoot them. So I was like, all right, but I'm like very good at like I've always had that gift. I've always been a good storyteller. This is one thing I've never lacked. Like I can tell a story to anybody, everybody will be intrigued. But like he when he said that, that's when I did mail route. And like it was one day he was like, yo, he wanna go to this prop shop. And they had like all these costumes and stuff. And I saw like two male uniforms, you know, like I saw two male uniforms, and I was like, yo, like, what if we did like a little mini series about, you know, two people delivering mail, but like shit just keeps happening to them.
Yeah.
It just keeps happening to him. And he liked it. He was just like, that's perfect because with mail, like you meet every walk of life. Like everybody has to have mail. Everybody.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like from racist people to like, you know what I'm saying, to like gay people to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
whites to Koreans, everybody needs their mail. You know what I'm saying? But like
Mm-hmm.
imagine just crazy like those neighbors, those people that you deliver mail to are crazy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
they're not they're
The
not
girl with the
sane.
Glock.
Yeah, you know, so like
Yeah.
I will say that like when was set on making series, because I always try to think what's the next step, like what how can I be more creative than me, right? Like what's the next step that I could take?
Mm.
And I remember shooting mail route. I remember shooting mail route, and some of the people that I was always shooting with, they were like, "Why are you shooting long content? Like nobody watches this past 30 seconds." They were like, they was hating. No, they were like they said some discouraging stuff, and like these are people who got millions of followers who you would think this kind of like Kevin Hart telling you you're not funny. So it's like,
Damn.
do you listen to him or do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so like it was real discouraging, and but like I still did it. I did it. It did like 100K, almost a million on Facebook, 100K on YouTube each episode, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is dope. That is not." So
What
I was
convinced you to keep going once you had that initial discouragement?
like, what kind of tell me to keep going? I think honestly, JB, when I took the footage, because JB shot it. JB was like the first
Oh,
person to
okay.
shoot it. So when JB was shooting it and he was like laughing, like that whole process, like even like to this day, like that whole process was the best set, the most funniest set, the most peaceful set. Like it just everything flew. So like even when we went to just edit, like and us just like the chemistry, like the love from it, everything just it flew. It felt right. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't no negative in my bone. Like, you know, I didn't know JB as well as much. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like still it was kind of like he found it funny. You know what I'm saying? So like if he
Yeah.
believed it, why can I not believe in my own stuff too?
I see what you're
So
saying.
so that I just kept going. And then after that, we did Army and None. I met this one guy, um, great cinematographer, and this is when I started like actually like learning production. Like I didn't know what a producer was. I didn't know what executive producer was. I didn't know what a gaffer was. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
nothing. So like when I did that one, JB like he came on the first one, but like one thing I learned about JB is like when he talked, it be truth in it, and if you ignore it, he's out. Like he does not care. Like he's out.
Yeah.
And he even said it. He was like he was saying some things when the director at that time was shooting it. JB was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go. I'm about to just head home." He said, "I'm gonna let y'all enjoy this one," and it was the worst set ever to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the worst.
What was his I guess what made him feel that way?
Um, JB just has great intuition, man. He just knows. He knows when things aren't right, or he just feels like he just knows. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just that man
That's
knows. You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? So once he was out, and then after that, when we did that, after that one, we did Night Owls, and like me and JB wrote it, and then he directed it. But the same guy from Army of None, he was shooting it,
Mm.
and JB was like, that was like the last time, like it was the last time me and JB worked on a project before Earleybird. So like Night Owls, I wasn't supposed to shoot it with the co-star. I wasn't supposed to shoot it with him. But he was like, yo, let's shoot it, let's shoot it, let's shoot it. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, you really want to do it? You see, this is my third one. You see the
Yeah.
quality, I guess. All right, let's do it. But I was still looking for the chemistry that me and Woody had from Melroute for Night Owls, but it didn't link over to that. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
like, it's my fault, you know. But
Yeah.
I remember this is what happened. We were shooting the last episode where we had to like steal, and this girl is blind, but she knew karate. And it says in the script that he has to push her because she's about to like do some stuff. But the co-star took it in his head as if that's bad. He's like, no, I'm not pushing no handicapped girl. I'm like, for one, you're acting, right? This is
I was about to say.
it's a movie.
It's fake, bro. Yeah.
It's fake. For two, he's like, oh, I can already hear the comments. This and that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was able to separate characters and the film, like at all.
Yeah.
So JB was heated. JB was heated. He was like, so after we shot that, we had to find some other way because he refused to just do it. Excuse me.
You good?
He refused to do it. So then JB came to me. He was like, he said, if you're going to keep shooting with them, he said, don't ever call me. He was like, don't call me if you're going to keep shooting with them.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, all right. He left. 3 years later, I met my friend. Well, after Night Owls, 3 years later, but within that 3 years, the first year I met Rodney Clifton, he's a writer. He started actually teaching me film. And he like started teaching me. He started giving me books. He started like making us go like to Baron Jenkins like seminars and like understand like storytelling and all this other stuff. And on top of that, his cousin owns a production company, but they only do music videos. So like I was like, hey, can I like study with you guys, like work in the office, understand the paperwork, understand like how actual production works. I spent 3 years working with them every day, literally
3 years.
3 years, right?
And at this time, did you have your own, I guess, maybe 9 to 5 or some type of other job of income, or were you like,
so I was still getting paid from like Vines and stuff. Basically, like they'll take our video compilations on YouTube, and then like we'll get like residuals from that.
Got you.
So I was still getting paid from that, but I was also getting paid from working with them. So like I would get paid every day. Like it would be like they would pay me like $450 a day to work with them on set, but they would shoot almost every day. You know what I'm saying? So like
that's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like
so like,
and they're working with, I'm assuming, people in the hip hop music industry, just like any type of music.
They were working with QC people, Trippie Redd. They were working with like what's the name, Kelly Rowland. Like they're actually industry people, and like I started like understanding like everything, like how it started from the beginning to the end of just production, and just started building that rapport with them and like understanding it and everything. And so after that, after that, 3 years later, I was like, all right, I want to open my own production company, but I want to shoot nothing but like narratives, TV shows, and stuff. So like I went ahead, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I got it LLC. I did Earleybird production, and as soon as I did that, I called JB. I was like, yo, you trying to run this production company with me? And then he had just moved back to LA. I was like, yo, come out here, like stay. It was like me and my brother and him in a 2-bedroom apartment, and he stayed with me for like, I want to say like 3 or 4 months. Not too long. He didn't stay too long, but he stayed for a little while. And he was like, it's like God's timing, because like I had to learn production fully and everything. I had to cut certain people out of my life, everything, to really make this company like flourish and grow. And
Wow.
he was like, "Yeah, I'm down." He came, made him CEO because I trusted him.
Yeah.
I always trusted him since the first day we met. Like, I don't know if he ever told you about the Willy Wonka joint
I
that
don't
he.
think so. Run it back.
So our first ever meeting, me and JB first time ever meeting. I needed a videographer. We were working for this company called BidChat, and this company
You said
is
big chat or bitch
Bid
chat?
BID chat.
Oh, okay.
It's
I was like, damn.
it's weird. It was basically you can bid to chat to famous people,
Oh, okay.
but like it wasn't successful. But they had money to shoot like funny content or whatever. So they were
Yeah.
going to give us money to shoot a video about it. So I was like, oh, let's. I wanted to shoot this video where it's like this kid wants to like Charlie wants to talk to Willy Wonka,
Yeah.
basically. But Willy Wonka is like partying all the time, like he having fun. So like
Yeah.
he had a bid to talk to him, basically. But
I
that was
see.
like the video. So like when I say that shoot was hell, bro, that shoot it was hell, bro. Like our producer, he flew out of town. He booked all these girls. He had all the costumes in his car, and he wasn't even in town yet. Like it was horrible. It was bad.
Damn.
It was bad. That was our first ever shoot together. But he shot it so well. Like I knew off the gate that JB had an eye, and like I didn't even have to tell him what I wanted. He knew my visions because it was always in line. Both of us, like everything we've always tried to like make or create, both of our visions have both been in line. Like it's never been a
Mm.
question. And that was like our first day shooting it, and like that made us like cool off the gate. And then ever since then, we would always just shoot, 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 and shoot.
Got you.
So
That's No, that's beautiful, man. And it's funny
yeah,
because I highly recommend anybody listening and watching to go listen to JB's interview
oh
because
yeah,
it's interesting to see like when y'all actually connect because y'all met each other and then y'all both had to figure some shit out and then
yeah.
came back and I think that's a beautiful story, man.
Oh man,
That's
like
really
I didn't know
beautiful.
what to do. Like if he wasn't there, it would have been hell because there was no way I could operate all these people. Like the guy, the producer that was supposed to be there, he wasn't there. I'm like, it was bad. It was just horrible, but it was still a
Yeah.
fun process. It's just learning stones of what we needed to do, and we figured
Mm-hmm.
it out. But
Dope.
other than that,
And
yeah.
what I guess we've been talking about early bird.
hmm
How would you describe if you just had to give a quick description? What
hmm
is early bird to you?
Um, Earleybird, I want to say to me, it's for sure like a family. It's a family company, honestly. Like everybody that's been part of Earleybird, they they've been like brothers and sisters, man. Like they go as hard than I would. You know what I'm saying? Like I go hard for them, but they be going even harder. So like Earleybird to me, that's like it's a flock, man. It's a group. It's like it's something that like people who don't have a lane to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, this is why I always said I wish Houston had this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
had a film industry in there. Anybody can just. I want Early Bird eventually to get to a point where anybody can just walk in and sign up and like rent out equipment, shoot it. You know what I'm saying? And bring the
Yeah.
equipment back. And it's not like oh you got to pay for the equipment stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
chances that people never ever had or even have access to. Like I know kids who know how to use RE minis at 17, but they don't have resources or money to grab it. So
Yeah.
like I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to feel like a hub. I've always said one of the end goals for Early Bird is to have a theater hub, basically. On like the first level is nothing but theaters, so like people can watch movies, they can watch their own movies, and then upstairs it would be like workstations, like editing bays, camera equipments, all this stuff, and I want to call it the Nest Theater so everybody
Mm-hmm.
can come to the nest and just vibe out, watch
Yeah.
movies, work on they content, they crafts, and like just come in there and just get away from stuff that they don't want to deal with, you know?
Yeah. No, that sounds amazing, bro. I'm definitely down to invest when you get serious about that. Let me
Oh
know,
yeah, no,
bro.
it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I
Yeah,
know
for
that's gonna
sure.
take a quick little minute. Like
Yeah.
it's coming on time. But like basically, have you ever seen the Adobe Theater, the
Yeah.
one out here? So you
Mhm.
know how like the Adobe Theater, not the Adobe Theater, I'm sorry, the Dome. You know how like the Dome,
I don't
like
think I've seen the dome. No.
it's on Sunset.
I don't know. I might
No,
have seen it on one of those LA bus tours, but I
mm,
can't remember off the dome. No,
gotcha.
no pun
Well,
intended. Yeah.
The Dome is so beautiful, bro. Like to me, it's like that's exactly how I want. Like upstairs, nothing but like rooms of workstations and offices and stuff like that. But down below is
Yeah.
nothing but theaters.
Got you.
So
And I was gonna say one thing I noticed, and I think JB might have mentioned it during the interview, is like I think a main goal for you guys is that y'all want to portray blackness, but not
mhm.
explicitly saying this is what blackness is, right? Because
Yeah,
when somebody says black movies, you think of something, right?
you think of
Um,
already trauma and pain
yeah, exactly.
and
But
I think we're trying to like I know I'm not telling stories rooted in black trauma. Like I feel like yes, trauma happens, but it doesn't
mhm,
have to be like for example, one of the shows that I'm working on is about choices, not necessarily like, oh, he has to do this to get out the hood or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like they all get into situations because of their choices. And that's life. Like we all make wrong choices sometimes. Sometimes we make choices that we think is great. Other times we think, you know what I'm saying, we make choices thinking because it should benefit something and it backfires. So like that's why once again I kind of go back to like thinking like, all right, what do I want to tell on screen? Like what do I want people to take away from this? So
mhm.
I don't like if it's black trauma, it's already off the gate negative for me. I'm like, nah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So
No, I feel that. And that's what I like about your content too, because I think what's funny is that sometimes when you come up doing a certain thing, people only want that from you, right? So if
hmm
you were to hear, if you didn't know anything about what Earleybird is, but then you heard, hey, JoJoe Earley got this new thing, you're automatically thinking comedy,
oh,
right?
comedy off the
But
gate.
yeah, but like when I look at the content starting with the male route to
hmm
even 4 seasons, like I see the growth because it's drama. It's like dramatic. You're like, oh shit, like somebody getting
hmm
shot. Like it
Yeah.
was dope. It's dope to see that, and I think I really I don't know. I like to see people's growth, and I want to ask
hmm
like, was that an intentional thing for you? Like you didn't want to be stuck in comedy, or you always just want to just try new things?
Um. So actually, the truth about Four Seasons is Four Seasons. So when I started Early Bird, I was like, yo, I called up my homegirl Ava. I was like, yo, I wanted to be a place where like actors can have reels because actors always need real. I need a reel. I need a show that I can do comedy. I can do drama. This and that. So I was like, let's write 4 or 5 pages or less of scenes that we could just act out and post them. You know, just things that people can just quickly consume and be like, oh man, that was a dope scene. Oh, that's a funny scene. You know what I'm saying? So like that was
Yeah.
originally for just YouTube. Like they should do scenes for YouTube. So when we did 4 seasons, it got such a great like, oh, what happened? Like, are y'all gonna show what happened before, what happened after? You know what I'm saying? Like people started
Oh.
asking questions. So I was like, I asked her, I was like, hey, you wanna just do it? Like she was like, yeah. So that's what happened with 4 seasons. But like for me, I always try and do. Remember, I tell you, I always try and do something that's challenging the next time. What's
Mm,
what can I outdo myself on, or try and challenge myself on? And I think nobody's ever seen me do drama, and I know I can do it. So I was just like, let's just do it. But I didn't want to. I don't. I know I don't want to be the actor. Does that make sense? Like I can act, but I don't want to pursue just acting. Like I'm
yeah.
not. I think only because of sickle cell and everything, I'm good. Like I could be in the
Hmm.
back, create it, direct it, but as for being on set and acting,
Yeah.
that's a tough job.
I
that is
see.
a very tough job.
And
So I
when you
think
mentioned sickle cell, like, is it more of a fear of the stress that will cause you just because of additional maybe strain or whatever?
yes and no. Like for example, when we did 4 seasons, and this kind of put an eye opener, and even me and JB had to sit down and talk about it. But like when we were shooting episode 3, we were shooting episode. No, which one was it? It was my last episode. I can't remember, but it was my last episode, and it was it was episode 3 where we were in the desert. It was cold, and I had to bend down and everything, and like my knees locked because the cold. So I'm in pain, still trying to act that whole scene out, and we doing that scene like 7, 8 times. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm on fire. My leg is hurting, like back is on. You know what I'm saying? It's everything. So
Yeah.
I'm like still trying to keep my composure, still trying to act because I'm trying to finish the scene. You know what I'm saying? So like it was a lot. So after that, literally the next day, I went in the hospital, and we were supposed to shoot my last scene, but since I was in the hospital, it got delayed. So
Mm.
like that, it costs money. You know what I'm saying? Like it cost $3K extra dollars to reshoot another scene because I
Wow.
because we already booked that the day off. You know what I'm saying? The day of, like we were supposed
Yeah.
to shoot it the next day, but I got sick, so we had to wait a whole another week, shoot the last episode 2. So it cost too much money. It was, you know what I'm saying,
Mm.
it was very time consuming. So I was like, you know what, it's better for me just to be in the back where I'm not,
Hmm.
running as lead as much
I see what
than
you're
being
saying.
lead. So like that's the only reason why.
Yeah. And how else has, I'm not, you know, the most knowledgeable about sickle cell, but
Hmm.
I don't know if you're willing to share as much as you want, you're comfortable
Yeah.
with. Like,
So
how much has it like kind of affected your life? Like, just tell us through that.
so sickle cell, I will say, all right. So this is what sickle cell is. Sickle cell, for people who don't know, is like it's a blood deficiency basically. So like everybody has like circle blood cells, but with sickle cell is like a crescent shape, right? So it doesn't have enough oxygen. You don't have enough oxygen in your blood. So off the gate, if you exert your oxygen or deplete it, like for example, me and you could run, but I'm gonna get tired way quicker than you. But because of
Mm.
that, sometimes the cells can connect with each other because they're sickle. So they can connect but hit joints and clog up your joints. And that's what causes
Mm.
like sickle cell crisis, like pain and like very hard to breathe, depending on where it clots up at. I will say it has put a very, very, very huge cripple on me. But like I don't let it stop me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just another obstacle to get through. But
Yeah.
um it's a very huge disease. And I think that
Hmm.
like it needs to be educated for sure.
Yeah.
But um it's very hard. Like for example, like I can be on set for like 5 days straight, and sometimes I'm okay. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Or I could do it again. I could be on set for just 2 days, and then the first day I'm in pain. So it just
Wow.
really it depends on like how I handle it. Like am I overexerting myself? Am I drinking enough water?
Hmm.
It plays those type of
Gotcha.
yeah.
And I guess what intentionally have you changed about your lifestyle? Like, are you having to eat a certain diet? Like, is it medication or? 'Cause
Um
I've heard it's not curable, right? It's like a lifelong.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a hereditary disease, but like it is for me. I try to I don't eat no red meat. I think I've been cut that out years ago. So I don't eat like steak, pork, and none of that stuff. Um, I eat a lot of fruit. I love fruit, veggies. Drink a lot of water. I try not to drink any juice, but the only juice I drink is cranberry. That's my weakness. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. But like, other than that, like yeah, just trying to watch what you're drinking. Try and intake a lot of water.
Mm.
That's like the best thing to do is drink a lot of water, like
Yeah.
constantly. Like I try and drink my gallon a day. So if I can drink that
Okay.
gallon a day, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't gotta worry about nothing else.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take too much of your time, but I still got some more questions.
Yeah.
And I know I was going to try to keep it to an hour, but one thing I'm curious about is, you kind of told us about your creative process. You kind of think about the what ifs. And I'm kind of curious now, like, how do you, because, when you're always putting out content, I feel like there's a strain if you don't do some type of, habit or consistency. Like, how do you make sure that you keep a certain creative process or creative habit, maybe daily, weekly? Like, what do you do?
What I do is all right, so what I did for creative stuff, I always try to think of like how can I explain this? Because I don't have it in front of me. Um, okay, so like let's say I wanted to do sickle cell, right? So that would be like the con, like that's like something negative, and I was trying to find what's something that can interact with that to tell a story. My mental health, right? I had this like I wrote this. I want to write this story where it's like this kid who he's depressed, but it's like I want to show Black depression in the Black community, right? But like I'll write Black mental health or whatever, right? But like who would get him out of depression? Like who would be the best person to get him out of depression? Most people will say like, oh, the mama, church. That's too easy, right? So like I was trying to find like stuff like what I found was like how would I tell how if I told you, yo, I'm depressed, right? Or I want to kill myself, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here talking to you kind of understand a little bit of how I would feel, right? Or how I can try to explain how I'm depressed. But how can you tell that to a kid? Like how can you like for example if a
Yeah,
kid see
they might not be as familiar with the concept of it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like kids will ask straight up questions. So let's say like I wrote this little short where it's like this kid he wants to jump off the bridge, right? But this little kid is like looking at him. He was like, "What are you doing?" Whatever. He was like, "Leave me alone," whatever. And like the kid's like, "Well, I want to come up there," and he's like, "No, stop." You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you
Yeah.
tell a kid, stop? I'm trying to kill
Yeah. Okay. I
myself.
see. I
You
see
know
what
what I'm
you're
saying?
saying. Yeah.
Because a
That's
kid,
fire.
he thinking it's all fun and games. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
like a kid's gonna ask you like, "Why are you up there then?" Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be here. You don't want to be up on top of the ledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't want to be
Yeah.
on
Yeah. Yeah.
Earth.
No,
You
I
know what I'm
see
saying?
it.
So
Yeah. That's
it
really
gives it a
dope.
deeper conversation because it's like, yo, like
Yeah.
how do you tell a kid that you want to kill yourself? Like that's hard,
Mm.
and then say it in the simplest way so a kid can understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like that's
Basically
like
breaking it down.
so that's why I try to like find things that's like not normal. Like it's hard. Like if I had a little daughter, I mean a little sister who's like 5 and she see me crying, like, oh, why you crying? They gonna ask simple questions just like that. I'm crying because I want to kill myself. Why you want to kill
Mm.
yourself? Because it's too much in this world. What's too much? You know what I'm saying? They gonna ask
Yeah.
simple questions like that or this and that. Like, well, then why don't you stop? You know what I'm saying? Because they really
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
simple answers, and it makes you kind of like, wow, like I'm
Yeah.
literally being taught by a kid that killing myself isn't the answer.
Yeah,
So
no,
like
that's
that's
crazy, man. I
yeah,
like that. I like that creative process because I
yes,
think with kids, like I think we assume a lot in life. We just assume everybody kind of knows what we're talking about. But when you have to break things down, you like, oh, you don't even know about that, or you don't know about this, and it
you don't know
makes you
about none of
think
that.
even deeper than it. So no, I like that.
So
No,
that's
I really like that.
that's why I try and I try to think about like how can I tell this creatively in a different way. Like the
Hmm.
short film that I'm working on now is I want to show love. I want to show I want to show genuine love, what genuine love is in the Black community. But the best way to show that is showing that this kid is colorblind, and when he sees love, it's in color. So like when he sees his mom and dad, they're in color, but everything else is black and white. When he sees
I
this
see.
girl,
Ah,
you
okay.
know what I'm saying? So like
Yo, you're dropping some gems right
some
here,
jails, you know what
bro.
I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So
If
like,
you need some people, bro, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get into this acting thing. You
I
know what I'm
got you.
saying? So.
I got you. I got you. But yeah, we start shooting that. We start shooting that in this fall. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I get it though.
how do
I
we
get it.
show genuine love?
Yeah.
So let's just.
And what do you feel? Because you always mentioned, you said the what ifs and the challenge yourself creatively, but like, what or who really influences a lot of your creative thinking? Do you think? Like, do you have something, or is it kind of just natural?
Uh, it's sometimes natural. Sometimes, yeah, most of the time it's natural. I think I have, of course, I'm in a group chat with Woody and Splack, and like I'll only bounce ideas with them creatively. I'll be like, hey guys, what do you guys think about this, and that? And they'll tell me, they'll give me feedback like, oh, this could work. This is actually a good start, like this and that. This already probably been done. You gotta do a little bit more creative in that. You know what I'm saying? So like they'll kind of, I think creatively, like they'll tell me what
Mm,
works and doesn't, but it's still ultimately like what weighs heavy on my heart. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? So like, and then after that, I will take it to JB and then see what he thinks about it, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's fire! Like that's kind
hmm
of dope." Um, I think I don't know, I just always could tell a story. That was basically it. Like one day I'll be like, you know what, I wanna look up, like I wanna tell a love story. How can I tell a love story? And I'll just go and do research and watch mad love stories and see how they tell them. You know,
mm.
like um, what's it called? What's that one movie they shot in Houston? Jason Lyrics. Like
Jason, I don't think
with
I know that one.
Jason Lyrics with uh, Jada Pinkett.
The movie is called Jason Lyrics.
Yeah,
Nah, what was it about? I don't think I remember that one.
it was basically like it was very trauma based, but it was still like basically like you just gotta watch it.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's old. It's like 1993 old. Like it's old,
Okay.
but like I watched that and like kind of seeing how they kind of show love back then, and then
Mm,
I'll try and watch a movie now and see how they try and portray love now. And
yeah.
with what I've learned in the past, they take their time back. Like they'll take their time to tell how they love something, and
Mm,
it's very slow. Like the scenes are prolonged, bro. Like I don't know if it was like that time, but
yeah.
like it's hits. Like it's like yo, like this is you know what I'm saying. It's a good movie. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Like Love Jones. Like they do the same. It's so long. I'm like yo, these scenes are long, but I don't know if
It's
that's like our generation.
yeah.
Like
I,
we're
I think
so.
so though. I think so because it's funny you say that though because I was just watching. I watched back Rush Hour 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Rush Hour trilogy, one of my favorite movies and movie series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it back and I was like the
It's so
movie felt
long.
faster. No, it felt
Yeah.
faster to me. Like it
Back
felt
in the
like they
day.
got right into the action. Yeah.
Oh.
And so like I'm kind of contracting what you're saying because I feel like with the Rush Hour movie, they got right to it from the
Right to
first
it.
scene. But like now I feel like the movies are more complex where it's like they need this whole backstory. They
Backstory.
got CGI, they got
Yeah.
everything to develop. And it's longer in terms of movies, I would say. But yeah, I guess it really depends on maybe the genre, maybe the
And then like
content that
just looking at like movies back in the day, like Friday. Friday is the most simplest story. It is the
I just
most
watched that too.
bro, it is the
Yeah.
most simplest story. And I feel like we forget that. Like we want so much complex and like puzzles, but like
Yeah.
sometimes that story just be good enough.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, it's true. Yeah. Some movies. What's the one that just came out where my dude was going back in time, but he was going forward in time at the same time? Start with a T. Um it had Denzel Washington's son. You know what I'm saying? Start with a
Oh,
T.
Tenet.
Tenet, yeah, that bro, I still don't get what I watched, bro.
I don't get
I,
that
I
one at
watched
all.
that and I read stuff and I still was like, what?
I'm
So
confused.
yeah, I don't know, man. It's funny because then you contrast that with the TikToks and the social media where it's like you need to tell me what you're trying to say
What
within
you trying to
15
say?
seconds. 15
I forget.
seconds.
You have 10 minutes in a movie to understand it.
Mm,
Other
it's
than that,
crazy,
you
bro.
you done. Like people are gonna be
Yeah.
like, unless it's really really good. But even still, within the first 10 minutes, you should understand like where the movie is going.
Yeah, you
Easily,
should. And do
easily.
you
But
do a lot of it seems like I'm always gonna ask, how do you kind of maintain your level of, learning and knowing what's out there? Do you do a lot of your
um,
research in terms of just watching movies, or what do you do?
the first thing I did within those 3 years is watch every masterclass on film. I watched every one. Like
Wow.
I don't watch Ron Howard. I don't watch Spike Lee's. Everybody on acting. I watched everyone, and I took notes.
So
Like
Masterclass is worth it? I'm debating buying. Is this it's worth it?
um, it's worth it because what they're saying, it's the same for anybody. Like for example, I always want to figure out like how did you start, right? How did people start? That's it. Now, their start doesn't mean it's the right way. It's never that. Like I don't think like for example, how you start your podcast, and then if I go and start it, it might not how you started it might not be the same way I need to start mine.
Hmm.
But it's how you started. And there's this one lady, um, Madina. She's an Indian lady, but like she was like, yeah, I don't write my scripts. But her movie won a Oscar, but she didn't write it. But like she told the writer
What?
what she wanted.
Ah.
So like, and that's how I am. I can, for the love, I cannot type. I can't type. I can tell you everything visually what happens. Like this happens. They have a communication there because of that community. Yeah, I can like break it down to that. But
Yeah.
writing it, no. But so when she said that, I'm like, oh, so I'm not doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah. I see
you,
that.
you know what I'm saying? So like, it just informs you, like, even like directing, like casting directors, like casting actors as a director, who you want, who you shouldn't want, and why these people work. Like Martin Scorsese said something. It was simple, true, but like it's true. Like if you want a bad boy, get a bad boy. Like if you want a bitch, like cast a bitch. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
saying that they are one, but like you'll know by core that
Hmm.
they're that person. You know, like
Exactly.
oh like yeah, low key she a little bitch, but like
Yeah,
she a good
yeah.
actor. You know what I'm saying? So
I
like
see, I see. So it feels a little bit more natural, even though they're acting like they're able to play that character like
they're
for real,
really
for
they
real.
self. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
That's true. That.
it's just like everything him even like breaking down like visually see what scenes you're about to shoot. Like masterclass is helpful, man. Masterclass books and study like just I try and like watch films and movies and directors and like study all the stuff that they've done and just kind of like study them. You have to be a student, bro. You have to be a student. Like Jason Bateman, that's probably one of my favorite directors slash actors. Like that dude, he good.
I'm rewatching Ozark right now, bro. It's funny you say that. I'm
Yeah,
rewatching
no,
that
he's
right
good.
now.
Like he did The Outsider, Ozark, Arrested Development. Like he did some stuff. So like
Yeah,
study those people that you really you feel like coming up next. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
who's put an influence on you for real, for real.
Gotcha.
Like you have
Now,
to.
now that's great advice. And speaking of advice, one thing I always try to end my podcast with is I always want is it like we talk about short form content, right? If somebody
Hmm.
didn't really have the time to listen to an hour interview,
Hmm.
I want to know if I was to ask you, what are some words of advice that you would give for somebody on how they should create the life they want to live? What would you say based on your life experiences?
I would say if you want to live the type of life you want, to actually like give it 100% and do not listen to anybody. Don't listen to nobody. Like you're better off going and failing on your own than like going like and not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you listen to everybody else. Like it's way powerful to fail on your own than it is to not do it. You know, like go and just take that chance. Like if you know in your heart that you can make a short film or anything work for you, do it. Like don't question it. Don't second guess it. Just do it. That's all I can say. Like just do it. Like that's the best advice I can give anybody. Just try. Try. Please try. Like if I didn't try, I wouldn't have got to where I was. And it's okay to fail. Like it is okay to fail. Like failing failing is low key the best success. I ain't gonna lie. Like you'll learn so much from failure. Like you'll learn a lot just from failing. Like you'll be like, oh, okay, I could do this better. I could do that differently. You know what I'm saying? But like you won't even learn that if you don't try. So please try. Please try. That's it.
Damn.
That's what
That's
my
deep.
mom always say.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. I needed to hear that too. And like
yeah,
I said,
man.
like I do this podcast for me in a way, you know what I'm saying? Like I love to talk to people like you. I love to know where people came from because you learn so much from the stories because we only see, if somebody doesn't know you, right, they only see the 4 seasons. They only see the divine millions of followers. They don't know that you might have sickle cell. They don't know that you was working in a jail. But I think when you put that story together, you're like, oh, okay, this makes a lot more sense why this person is who they are. So I really appreciate you willing to, you know, be comfortable enough to share your story because you don't have to do that. So that's what pals do, man. And before we go, I was just thinking about something as you was talking because I want to challenge myself too. I might just cut this out if it doesn't work out, but I want to try something because I've always been interested in acting, right? I want you to, I kind of want to do like just a scenario right now. I want to see if I can do it. I want to know if you have any like idea or concept or character, could we play it out like right now?
Let me see.
Yeah.
I can't think one on top of my head right now though.
Yeah. I'm ready, bro. Whatever you want, man. I'm ready. It's gonna be my audition for your short film.
Okay, let's see. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think.
I know it's off the top. I just thought about it. I'm like, that would be interesting to try. But you know, no pressure, bro. Oh, you got something. I see it.
I'm thinking. I don't know why. I'm thinking restaurant.
Okay, let's go with that. Restaurant. Okay. Restaurant. Let's see. I'm gonna work with you. So restaurant. Let's say. Do you want me to be a customer or I'll work at the restaurant?
You can work at the restaurant.
Okay, I work at the restaurant. What kind of restaurant?
I don't know. Applebee's maybe.
Applebee's. Okay, man. All right, and then give me a random scenario.
I guess you're trying to convince me on what the best meal at Applebee's is.
Got you. Okay. Woo, okay, bet. We're gonna do okay, we're gonna do see. Okay. This is off the top. All right.
Okay.
Bet. All right, welcome to Applebee's. I'll be your server today.
Hello. What's today's menu?
Today's menu, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, I've been having a good day, so I'm gonna just keep it real with you, man. So, right there, you see that's the what happened?
Yeah, why you don't have a good day, bro?
Some things going on with me and my girl, bro. It's kind of long story. I mean, you know, I could talk about it with you, but basically, we kind of going through some things, trying to figure it out. But you know, I had to go work, make this bread. She always telling me I'm lazy, so it's kind of got to me, you know.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So you said something about the menu. So like I was saying, bro, like this is the regular menu, the dollar menu right here. That's what people usually
dollar
go
menus
to.
at Applebee's?
Yeah, man. This is. Oh, you haven't been here before?
No, not the fact that y'all got a dollar menu here.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like you gotta. This is a different type of Applebee's, bro. So what I was saying.
Ghetto,
so we got
but go ahead.
Ain't nothing wrong with ghetto, bro. So yeah. So we got this right here, and it's what everybody recommends. But if what I really want you to try, because this is what I kind of get on the low, and that's what I get when I work here because we get it for free, right? Is this special burger. Only thing is, bro, you gotta ask for it with no buns. It sounds weird, but don't ask for it with no buns.
What is the meat?
So, basically, I don't know. Are you vegan? What kind of, do you like?
I mean, it could be whatever. As long as it's not red meat. I mean, I'm fine.
Okay, bet. You don't fuck with the red meat, bro?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. It's good. You ain't gotta apologize. But anyway, the key is when you ask for it with no buns, because the meat is just chicken, right? The chef, he actually knows, like, oh, okay, somebody knows about the secret menu, and they actually will give you something extra on the side. So
how big is the burger, though?
How big is the burger?
Yeah,
if you want it small, medium, large, you can choose that. So it's really your choice.
How big is like small or medium?
So small, like if you see my hand right here, this is small. And then when I think about medium, it's kind of like, 2 hands.
A little bit bigger.
But large, it's you might have to cut it in two, you know what I'm saying? So
gotcha,
it's really
okay.
Whatever you in the mood for today. But like I was saying, so the key about this is when you say no buns, they know that, okay, somebody knows the secret menu. They want something extra on the side. So you technically can get a free extra on the side, but that's from me.
Free extra burger?
You hear that from me? I mean, extra side. You can't get a whole extra burger. That's some crazy stuff. But that's just
what's
something
$1? Why not?
I mean, just pay for the just pay for the extra burger at that point. So you gonna get it? You gonna get it?
I think I'm gonna pass. But thank you, man.
Oh man, I like that. That was funny, bro. Yeah, so
it's an extra meat on the side.
Extra meat on the side.
Y'all just giving out boneless meat.
Boneless meat, bro. That's funny. I like that stuff, man. But nah, man. I really appreciate you once again coming on, being a pal. I'm really excited for what you got. I really hope anybody listening, watching, and could go check out your stuff because you're talented, bro. And I'm really excited to see.
Thank you.
What you guys do, what Earleybird becomes. So definitely for sure. Shout out promo. What should we be looking at? How can we support?
I mean, just keep a lookout for Earleybird TV. I think they'll be posting everything. I will say the Color of Love, the love film, that will actually go to the film festivals, so we won't be able to post it on social media and stuff. But like once that is out, we'll be posting the trailers and stuff so people can go and watch it at the film festivals if they want. I think that will be our next big project. So please keep a lookout for that. And other than that, if you want to be part of the flock, come join us. You know what I'm saying? That's about it.
Okay, Earleybird gang, I'm rocking them merch with you. I'm with it, bro. But nah, thank you, bro. And you have a good day. Anybody listening, always remember to stay creative. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in to that creative conversation. I hope it was able to inspire you. And if you'd like to continue getting inspired, there's actually 3 main ways you guys can do that. 1, you guys actually watch all the YouTube videos. That's the full-length episodes and also clips, just to get a little preview about what each episode might be about. 2, you guys can actually listen on all podcasting platforms, which is Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or wherever you happen to listen to podcasts. Please feel free to leave a rating or review, just to help me out and also get the word of mouth out there. 3, you guys can actually subscribe to the Paul and Pals newsletter, which is basically a written summary of each episode in addition to my takeaway, so that I kind of give what the episode made me think about, what I got from it, link in the description and show notes. But without further ado, always remember to stay creative.